But he heard on the end of the last stream that it was starting to snap and break up a little bit. So sometimes it's easier, especially once those streams are going for hours and hours, to just start a brand new one, right? So kind of wait for it. Yeah, we'll wait for a couple moments for everything to repopulate as we are here outside the nation's capital once again this morning. Yeah, we'll get right back into the conversation here in a few moments. But yeah, we are here. So a little bit about me. My name is Alden S. Nance, right? We discuss politics all of the time here in DC. Out here walking around. We're here at the Capitol building today, and we'll just kind of hang out with you guys. We'll actually head over to the Supreme Court here as well, but I just wanted to restart the stream. Was told the last stream was starting to break up and corrupt and crackle a little bit itself. So we'll start fresh, have a start stream. Let's see what poll question we want today. Yeah, let's make this the poll question. We'll do a poll today. There we go. So yeah, welcome back. If you're just now joining, decided just sometimes easier just to start a new stream, especially if the old one is corrupting and folding in real time. So, So yeah, we are here in Washington, D.C. once again, heading towards the Supreme Court building. Got the Library of Congress building over there as well. Got the U.S. Capitol right behind me. So have a trifecta of very unique and fun buildings to check out and be around with you. Yeah, heard the last stream was coming to a little bit of a close, so it was easier to begin this new stream with you guys as well. Right now, we're going to be taking your questions in front of the Supreme Court building, the U.S. Capitol, and the Library of Congress. If you're new to the channel, I host the political talk show every Tuesday and Wednesday night. We've been talking about the war in Iran in depth the past 10 to 11 days. Tomorrow night is election night in Mississippi and several other states across the country. We'll be discussing that. And Wednesday, we're going to talk about the Kurds. And then next Monday, my friend from Ireland will join us and we'll talk about the history of Ireland for St. Patrick's Day being that next night. So got a lot of fun content coming up for you guys here in the next week or so. Okay, got a comment from @FrogStomp11 says, hi, hello, Frog. Hope you're doing well this morning. And Buffalo Bill says, yeah, Buffalo Bill has been here a while. I might have seen Frog Stomp Friday. I can't remember exactly. But if you're a returner, Frog Stomp, thank you. But if it's your first time, welcome to the Awoken. Would love to have you back for future streams. But I believe I might have seen your name before. Okay. App says it's a very nice day in New York. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful day here in DC too. It is got to be within the 50s or 60s for sure. So a gorgeous day here in the nation's capital. Glad it's a nice day in New York as well. I believe, want to be confident, but at least I believe we made it through this worst little section of the winter, right? So hopefully this little winter spiel is now behind us. We're in the second week of March. Hopefully it only increases in warmth, right? It's 58 here. Yeah, I'd say it actually feels a little hot here, probably just because of the suit, obviously, right? But it is quite warm here in the nation's capital, it feels like today. Very nice suit. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, I bust out the tan suit every now and then. Oh, yeah. So honestly, I get a lot of my suits off Amazon, actually, believe it or not. You can get them for $80 to $100 a piece, and they are super good quality. They're inexpensive, especially if you're just like maybe, yeah, you're starting out in a new city or something, right? So yeah, you can get them for pretty and they're good quality, right? They look nice. The Buffalo Bill says, I think I got one for 600, for like 600 for my grandma's funeral, or for your grandma for a funeral. Gotcha there. Yeah, and that's probably more of like, I have some nicer suits as well. Just a lot of them, like my nicer suits are also gifts as well, I'd say. And Grandmaster 9752 says, hey, hello, Grandmaster. What's going on, brother? Wonderful to see you again. Welcome back. Yeah, here's the Supreme Court building today. Nice day, pretty peaceful. There's people out on maybe more of this main little stamp. We'll head there as well. We'll join the little stomp, so. A relatively peaceful Monday. The members of Congress are not here yet. So they usually don't arrive until closer to 3 to 5 on Monday evenings if there are votes in the chambers. Then they usually leave Thursday after lunch. Yeah, good morning, everybody. If it's your first time on the stream, or second, third time, however many times you've been here, just want to thank you for being here. We're at the Supreme Court building this morning here in Washington, D.C. Going to be taking your questions for a little bit. As well, have the Capitol building right there, Library of Congress. You have the Senate buildings, the Senate office buildings right here. So a lot of stuff to check out right in this close little proximity. So wanting to get to know you, chit chat with you a little bit more on this Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you can have a good week and get after it today. So happy to be here with you this morning. I love Buffalo Bill says, oh, I want a motorcycle. Nice. And got a question from at AC, says, are you a Trump supporter? Yeah, I'm right wing. Yeah, this is a yeah, personally, my personal politics are more right wing, for sure. Good question. Yeah, I just kind of got off that little that little thing there for the Supreme Court. But yeah, happy to take your guys' questions. Buffalo Bill says, all right, I have to go. Have a blessed day and stay safe in DC. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you being on here this morning, or afternoon, I should say now. So yeah, enjoy the 58-degree day in New York. AC says, okay, thanks for your honesty. I will never see you again. Good luck with your channel. Enjoy your day. All right, brother. Appreciate your honesty as well. Much love out there. Uh-oh. Ooh, something's happening here. But yeah, we're going to head back to the Capitol building for you guys this morning. Going to be taking your questions there. Got a couple of Sig says, if our president had any negotiating skills at all, we wouldn't be in this Iran war, with a kind of laughing emoji there. 6594 says, howdy, what's your story? Okay, so I'll run through my story a little bit here. Been in politics professionally since around 2018 is when I started helping out campaigns back in my home city in Indiana. I'm from Indiana originally. Then I moved to DC in January of 2023 to on an internship with a senator from Indiana, and then really liked the city, liked working in the Senate, worked there for 2 years, and then my senator became governor of Indiana. And then I realized I was here to help. I believed in him, maybe not the party or the Republican conference as a whole. I believed in his beliefs and him as an individual, and didn't find a whole lot of excitement maybe working for other members. So went into private sector work. I'm at a private sector place right now where we're still engaged in politics, but not in the same way. And then started this channel just a couple of months ago to really help people see like what's happening on the ground in Washington, D.C. as well. So that's a little bit of my story. Would love if you subscribed to the channel, and would love your support. Leave the video a like. Yeah, would love if you joined the next stream, everybody. Okay, got a couple of other comments while I was explaining. Gromalone says, start critiquing capitalism, please. Well, it does kind of stink that people around I'd say people younger than 30 are really struggling to even own like a couple bedroom home right now. So even though that like stuff like the stock market is rising, that doesn't necessarily mean everyone else is rising as well. So I'll go there for you a little bit. And then Matt has a couple of has some other comments, but then Graham Maloney says, I'll subscribe if you criticize Israel or capitalism. Okay. Yeah, we should not be in this current conflict right now. by any means. I yeah. I also think that being in this Congress, right, talking to people that, whether it's AIPAC or other foreign influence, they're able to influence a lot of the decision making in this city for that country. So, yeah, I think we're on the same page when it comes to that. Okay, now let's go back to Matt. Says, are you a catcher in the Rye? Holden is here. Boom, holding for Holden. Holden. Who is Holden in Washington, D.C. you're referencing? And 6594 says, not necessarily the government, but I too am a veteran. Thank you for your service. Appreciate your sacrifice and bravery for protecting our freedoms and our communities and people, right? Our civil liberties and all that good stuff that we cherish and sometimes I believe take for granted all the time. So thank you for joining the stream today and for your service. Yeah, appreciate you being here. We have a couple veterans that have subscribed recently. Trosway, he's a veteran. He's been on the channel for a little while now, and just one this morning, I believe. His screen name is Survival, and he was maybe not. I don't think he was like a military veteran, but he served in the New York State Guard and some other capacities such as that. Oops, sorry. But some other. Some other capacities such as that. So, yeah, we're collecting a great group of patriotic veterans for the channel. Yeah, already up at 26 votes. Pretty solid little group of voters already for today's poll. Is that, and this is what it's been the last couple of times we've done this question, is that about 2/3 are not in support of the war in Iran, and about a third of you are, maybe a little more than a third, closer to the mid-30s maybe than the low 30s. But yeah, so a lot of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, we are here in the nation's capital today, chatting with you, fielding your questions, getting to know you guys. Okay, got a couple of here. Let's go at 6594 at first. Texas has gotten interestingly scary in the schools on the ideologies happening. Is it how so? Maybe can you elaborate a little bit more about? I think I might understand the general concern, but I just want to make sure that see what's going on there. And a comment from Ish Anking Ishan King, rather, 66 says, are you Jewish or Christian? I'm Christian myself. I need to grow deeper in my faith, but have been on and off going to church last couple of months, last year, maybe more or less. So yeah, I'm Christian there. A question from Jimmy, or a comment from Jimmy O'Connor. I'm not in support of boots on the ground. I am in support of stopping Iran from having nuclear capabilities. I think that's the middle ground a lot of people are in that camp for, in that category, Jimmy. I think, yeah, right. I've talked about it on the show a lot. If Iran did achieve nuclear capabilities, is that the reason we don't want them to is that they would become the 10th country then to possess nuclear weapons, right? And we want to keep that number of countries with nuclear weapons as small and tiny as possible. So there is an advantage for the United States when it comes to nuclear proliferation to prevent Iran from achieving those capabilities. So I think that's a fair point, absolutely. Touche, Jimmy. Yeah, so I think that's the middle ground a lot of people are sitting in right now. Okay, everybody. Hey, if it's your first time on the stream, would love if you gave the video a like. If you subscribe to the channel, we host talks like this all of the time in front of the U.S. Capitol and other government buildings within Washington, D.C. I worked in the Senate for 2 years, so I know a pretty good deal about how this place operates and works. And would love to have you guys come back for future streams. So yeah, would definitely love to grow the channel as well, right? We're building something very special here. So Jimmy says, I served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Trump promised us no more forever. What you're making there is, I think that's why a lot of people are upset right now at what's happening and feel betrayed as well. So, yeah, I think that's totally fair. And yeah, as well, Jim, yeah, we have a couple other subscribers on the channel now that are veteran. Trosway, he's a veteran. He's been on the channel for a long time. So yeah, we're building a great community of veterans on this channel as well. In 6594 says, war by definition never proves who is right, only who's left standing. I served as well, Jimmy, from 94 to 02. And then Hadron, is that Hedron? The last 5 letters. Is that the Capitol behind you? Yes, it is, sir. What up, homie? How's it going? Yeah. Yeah, I'm here in Washington, D.C., taking your questions. I used to work in the United States Senate myself, so I'm familiar with these buildings, know lots of friends still in there. Started this channel a couple of months ago to really try to shine light on what is actually happening in this city. So would love if you subscribed, if you shared this with your friends. If you're just interested in DC politics or Washington, DC as the city itself, I can help show you some stuff on the ground. I attend a protest as well. We do man on the street interviews at those protests, and I have weekly anchor shows where I do research and devote time into learning about a new group of people or a country, and we learn about them together to increase our knowledge about current events in the world. So would love to have you a part of them in the future. And right here, you got the Supreme Court building as well. So, and Library of Congress over here. So a lot of, yeah, we're in the belly of the beast right now. Okay, got a couple of other comments. Working 925 says, AI knows English. That's apparently important in the trucking industry. Holly says, we honestly need to do more to support our blue collar workers as well. My hubby drives a semi. We firsthand have seen how the economy is doing. The U.S. won't move without a truck. Right, yeah. Like, yeah, if stuff can't get places, then that's a big problem. Yeah, Yeah, basics 101 essentially. So good point there. Uh, Says I'm from India, and it surprises how similar India is to the U.S. India is just more barbaric and dilapidated. Um, hmm, yeah, right. Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on all over the world. Absolutely, good observation there. Yeah, good point, guys. Yeah, awesome little chat we're having again this morning. Um, yeah, up at 39 votes now for the poll. Still about 2/3 are not in support of the war in Iran. So still some stuff going on there. Hey, everybody. Just good morning. Just happy that you're here this morning. Would love to get to know you a little better about, yeah, we host these streams multiple times a week. Probably going to start heading away from the Capitol, probably head towards start work for the day here, but would love to what do you think? Do you support? So, yeah, I'm kind of like with Jimmy. Jimmy had a comment a few comments ago saying that he does not support boots on the ground in Iran, but doesn't want Iran having nuclear weapons. And I think that's where most people are on the issue, honestly. And like, yeah, I don't think anyone wants them to have nuclear weapons, but I'm not sure like how close they honestly are, or like, and yeah, you know what I mean? Like it seems like in Iraq, right, that there were no weapons of mass destruction found there. So yeah, why are we doing this, right? So I think that's where a lot of people are. Holly says, Cali is screwing us up bad with their laws on the trucking industry. 96% of imports come through Los Angeles. We all feel the pinch when Newsom is throwing out laws on the fuel out there. Even large industries are leaving due to transport laws and closing fuel due to crazy laws. Yeah, some of those like green energy, green this, green that can always be a little threatening for even for some of these larger industries, as you mentioned. So good point. Jimmy says we found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, but they didn't have the capability to use them. Truck stops are closing. Then how are we getting in our flow? Or in our flow, yeah. You also have, right, like Iran, they control the Strait of Hormuz as well, which is 20% of the global oil. And as of right now, they're able to prevent. They have that closed still. So, like right now, I have my notifications off, and I'm in a group text right now where everyone is starting to discuss how gas prices are starting to increase in their local communities and towns and states. So, a lot of some stuff going on there as well that will start to maybe freak some people out, I think, when it comes to gas prices.
Were they great? And they were like, yeah, I mean,
And when it comes to, let's go back and check some things out. Oh yeah, what about What about Texas? Are you from Texas? You mentioned that you were a little worried about some of the schools or like education within the schools. I believe we need to watch how Cuba is being dealt with, very close to Russian and China influences. I remember the time Reagan was worried.
I'm coming back. I'm from Michigan.
So, okay, no Oklahoma. We got no Muslim laws enacting. Gotcha. You said, oh, speaking of Oklahoma, what do you feel about Markwayne Mullin being appointed new DHS secretary, replacing Kristi Noem? So now you guys will get another new senator here, because he'll probably make confirmation. He'll be sworn in as the next DHS secretary. Yeah, you guys will have a new senator coming very soon. Everybody, yeah, we are just kind of walking around DC right now, taking your questions, getting to know you a little better. So if it's your first time on the channel, would love if you subscribed to the channel, leave the video a like. That's the best way you can support me right now. We're pushing towards 500. That's our next goal. I'm trying to get as many of you guys on to join this special and important movement. And one cool thing is you'll be one of the first 500 to do so. So you'll always be an OG when this channel eventually grows to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You'll always know that you're one of the first to do so. Okay. People are voting no to Sharia law. Looking forward to see how it plays out. Yeah, we're just gonna have to see, right? Yeah, Markwayne Mullin. I know one of his buddies that worked for him. So I know some people in the Mullin office right now as well.
That's about as far as I like to go.
Yeah, we're just going to have to kind of see what happens with good old Markwayne. Hey, everybody, if you're just now joining, I host a political talk show a few nights a week. We're out here in Washington, D.C. today, chatting with you, getting to know you a little better, taking your questions. Right now, we're by the Supreme Court building. Okay, Holly says, been awesome hanging out. Gotta get on my side hustle, stay safe, and God bless America. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Or excuse me, not sir. Thank you, Holly. My apologies. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope to see you next time. Thank you if you subscribed. Thank you for your time today. Good Dirty Motor Oil says, preach it this. Woman get it. Trump and Jesus for Iran draft. Luke 3:16. Okay, you've said that a good chunk of times now. Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, hopefully everything's okay there for you. Hey everybody, if you're just now joining the stream, taking your questions, probably going to kind of start wrapping up around here today. Been on for a little between both streams, been going around 2.5 hours now, so we can maybe start thinking about doing research for the day. But still want, if you're here, still would love to talk to you, get to know you, and earn your support, right? We're trying to grow the channel as organically and authentically as we can each and every day, right? So would love to have you here in the future. Okay, got a 4329 says cave and says, I was scrolling, then I saw a handsome man and I had to stop by. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate your kindness. Iranian here, by the way. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you should check out some of my videos about Iran recently. I've learned about your country a lot in the last several months, I should say. So, yeah, very cool, unique history the person's got. So, good question. What is your stance on the war? Yeah, good question. So, as I've said, like, I'm not opposed to regime change if the Iranian people, if they're able to overthrow it themselves, because there's a lot of problems in America right now that a lot of citizens are upset with. Like, a lot of people aren't doing too well. So I think there's a chunk of the population that is that feels for the oppressed people in Iran, like that have been killed during these protests, or women, right, as well, typically aren't treated the best. So I think people understand the troubles in Iran. Just some of it is, some people might want the government to try and focus on American lives first. So that's what I'd say right there. And then thank you for your compliment. I love your country as well, despite all the drama. Then he says, my stance is regime change has to happen, but it has to happen bottom up. It should never be a top down by America. Right, yeah, and I think that's something else that Americans kind of have realized is that, maybe we can achieve regime change, but if it's not organic, then there is the risk of another faction or remnant of the old regime that essentially seizes power again, or it breaks into a civil war, or it's just really just as worse off, if not worse off, than before we entered the conflict. So I think a lot of, if the Iranian people can rise up and overthrow the government themselves, that's going to be better long term for the country as well, right? Because as we know, the Shah was, he was inserted after Operation Ajax, right? When Mohammad Mossadegh was removed as prime minister, even though the Shah was still there, but once events like the 1943 Tehran Conference occurred, we had essentially the Western powers had control of Iran for that time being. So, even still something like that can still invite risk for the country long term. David Thompson says, many people dancing in the street celebrating Trump must be driving the Democrats crazy. And then 4329 says, yes, Iranians are dancing, but remember, Iraqis dance at first as well. Same with Vietnamese. I really like you, so I've subscribed. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I appreciate your support, man. Yeah, would love to talk about Iran history with you anytime. But if you go to my live category, and just go to the last couple of videos about Iran that are like, that have a thumbnail, you'll, hopefully I can impress you with some of my knowledge about Iran and its history. So thank you for your support, man. Glad you're on the stream this morning. Thank you very much. Spatnator says hashtag draft Bannon. Yeah, that's the second, or Barron. I keep thinking it's Steve Bannon. I keep thinking every time I see Barron, I see Bannon, like Steve Bannon, the Breitbart guy with Bannon's War Room now. But no, yeah, Spatinator says hashtag draft Barron. Yeah, that's the second or third time we've seen this this morning. So you're not alone in your views when it comes to that. And a couple people have texted me that link as well. I will. I am so excited to see those videos, and I'm happy that Westerners are learning about Iran and pushing towards a day that the two nations can finally be friends. Yeah, hopefully, man. Like, Ron, you guys have a large population. You guys have lots of people in the country. Yeah, so it seemed in like the Strait of Hormuz, right? So there's lots of potential that the country possesses. I am already impressed by your knowledge of 1953 coup because many Iranian Shah supporters don't know about it, let alone Americans. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of the more pivotal moments in Iranian history, I'd say for sure. Because Mohammad Mossadegh, he was the 1951 Time Person of the Year, I believe as well, 1953 maybe. So yeah, it seemed to be a huge influential figure in life over there. Okay. And yeah, and like how the Shah had like the SAVAK too, right? The secret police that also would silence press and silence opposition. So, absolutely. Okay, Starboy Knight says unity, preaches for unity with all of the religions and whatnot, and says, by the way, my grandfather worked in Mossadegh's cabinet, and he was really proud of it. Dude, that's awesome, really. That's amazing. Yeah, that's super cool. I mean, his administration. Okay, tracking. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty, yeah, in terms of Iranian history, that's, yeah, that's why it's worth learning about, right? It is a pretty unique event that occurred there, and fuels maybe some distrustment, why Iran has some distrustment with the West, right? And that's something else that a factor into that playing out. Okay, then we got a comment from Kazman Razak. I just spoke to someone who, someone from Israel, while the rockets were coming towards Tel Aviv. I asked, "What did you do?" or "What did you say?" And they shouted, "Iran." Ha ha ha! Funny one, good one. Then Arizona from Tucson says, "Get out your hole." Huh? I'm not too sure. Not too sure. Can you explain a little more, please? Well, yeah, 4329. That's super cool, actually. That yeah, your grandfather has that that history with Mossadegh and the 50th. Yeah, that has a tie to that event in history. Hey everybody, hey, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say now, if you're just now joining the stream. Probably going ahead, start walking away from the Capitol, head towards another side of DC, get to know you guys a little better from over there. But happy to take your questions this morning. Would love if you subscribed to the channel, leave the video a like, and send this channel podcast videos to your friends that you feel like might be interested in learning about some of this material. Would love to have them and have you return for the next streams. Uh, 4329 asks, you think there might be boots on the ground or maybe even a draft? Boots on the ground are possible now, I'd say, because the United States objectives with this conflict is regime change. That's what Donald Trump said during the announcement speech last Friday night. He encouraged Iranians to overtake government infrastructure and buildings and other regime forces. So bombing probably isn't going to do it alone. So he's really in a tough spot right now, especially with they've got Khamenei's son now as the next supreme leader already inserted and in place. So what the Iranian regime is going to say, well, you can take some of us out, you can do this, you can do that, but it's only temporary, right? We're just going to get back up and appoint someone else, or we're going to rebuild our missile launch platforms or missile defense program or whatever. So to end the regime, it is going to need some kind of ground force, I think. Now, a draft, I don't think so. That would be in cases of like extreme emergencies, I'd say. So good question, though, I think. But yeah, if there is a draft, then that means there's something else going on that's major, right? Like it's an emergency, it's dire straits. The future is definitely uncertain at that rate. Yeah, hey everybody, good afternoon. Started this channel a couple months ago. We have weeknight anchor shows where we discuss a political topic in depth and in great detail. Additionally, I have streams like this where I walk around Washington, D.C. We discuss other current events, right, whatnot. So happy, we take your questions, have conversations and debates and whatnot, and as well as other discussions and protests as well. So would love if you're if you like man on the street coverage for protests, we also do those as well. This last weekend, not as much of content, needing to do some other events, trying to love the Versace's as well. So, okay, got a couple of David Moore asks, good morning. Do you think we live in an aristocracy? I think not right now, at least.
No.
But that can always change, right? But no, I think right now we've avoided that for the time being because you just have lots of some other events occurring. Just got a bunch of dust on my phone. 421 BB4, David Moore, Fort Bragg, and critical 509 says, was the declaration of war made? Well, the Congress attempted to do it. It was voted down. It was eliminated. We're just calling it a war on the channel because going after a supreme leader, right? Going after other critical infrastructure. I'd say that's pretty well war. Because of the thing is, it's probably not going to end anytime soon as well, right? If there's discussion of boots on the ground, Iran, they've named their next supreme leader of the country already. So the damage we've done to them, they've been, at least they want to show that they have not really changed. So, or that the regime is still capable. Cloakmane says, war is hell. 421BB4 says, by bit declaring war, it can probably, right? Yeah, absolutely. And David says he's from Chicago, or by not declaring war, it can probably. Yeah, everybody, hey, if you're just new to the stream, would love if you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We host events like this all of the time. We talk politics all the time. Would love for you guys to join the next stream. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. That's our big push. Sam Dam 6867 says hi. Hello, Sam. Thank you for joining the stream this morning. Would love. Thank you for being here. Happy that you have joined the Awoken for the time being. We're here in Washington, D.C., out with you, taking your questions, walking around D.C., showing you guys what this city is all about from a man on the street perspective. I also host political talk shows at night on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings. We do deep dives into political topics, so would love to see you there as well. And I go to protests in Washington, D.C., chit chat with people, do man on the street interviews, get to know y'all a little better. I would love if everyone hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and supported the channel that way. So thank you very much for any support you guys have. So yeah, we're out of the Capitol area now. We're in this neighborhood called Eastern Market in Washington, D.C. A little further away from the Capitol, so we're so happy to take your questions. I'll be on here for a few more minutes. Probably need to here soon head to work, get a shift in so I can still get the lights on, right? So I need to set up a couple things up for the channel soon. But we're still getting there. Pirate Rob says you need a haircut, brother, and says, hey, I'm Rob. Yes, dude. I'm getting one this week, actually. I have a wedding coming up, so I've been holding off. I've been trying to hold off so it doesn't like regrow back too quickly and return too fast. So the big deal right now is to hold off a couple more weeks, but this is the week we held off for. So actually, once I do get to work, I am going to call and get a haircut scheduled for sometime this week. So Well, hey, Rob, how are you doing, though? Glad that you're on the stream. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Would love if you gave the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you on the next streams as well. I host live streams like this on a frequent basis. We talk with people, get to know people on the streets of DC. As well, I host a anchor talk show on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. We talk about current events, learn about something new. And then I also go to protests in Washington, D.C. We do man on the street interviews with people, right, protesters, see what they think about what's happening while they're at the protest. Got some good viral clips a few weeks ago at a protest, so that helped the channel a lot as well. So yeah, we talk about politics all the time, trying to make people understand like that the country is a lot more complicated than we think it is to believe, especially Washington, D.C., because that's where I'm from originally, or here now. That's where I'm doing the channel from. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. So would love if you subscribed and yeah, joined the Awoken. We're a little under 500 subscribers right now. That's our main goal. And that's what we're trying to do. So but yeah, right now we're walking around Washington, D.C., getting to know you guys, answering your questions, taking your comments. Got about 81 people that have voted in the poll now for war in Iran. 68% are opposed, and 32% are in support. Rob says, I'm in a little of a rush, but I'll check out your channel and be back next time for a live. But I think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm a sub, like, peace, and peace out, bro. All right, thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, man. Yep, much love. Have a great rest of your day. David Moore, where were you originally born? I was born in Indiana, born in the Midwest. That's where I'm originally from. Spent most of my life there before moving out to Washington, D.C. So from the good old Midwest. So yeah, I guess we're both from the Midwest then, David. Yeah. A lot of my, some relatives of mine were born in Chicago, lived in Naperville, Indiana, or Naperville, Illinois, right, a suburb of Chicago. So a little familiar with Chi-Town. Elena Gita says, hi, hello. Gita, yeah, thank you for joining the stream this morning. Appreciate you being here. How are you doing? Yeah, are you having a good afternoon so far? Everything going okay in your life? And David Moore says, yeah, Midwest. Yep, Midwest, baby. So miss the Midwest a lot. Miss that cheaper cost of living. My family's still there. And all that good stuff, right? Naperville, really nice neighborhood in Illinois. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is pretty nice. So. Yeah, it is a nice day out in DC. Very, very warm. Probably warmest day of the year, I'd say, so far, to be honest with you. Especially with how awful January and February were in particular. So, yeah, not a whole lot going on there. Um, yep, just hit that. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, hope everyone's having a good afternoon so far. We are. It's around 1 o'clock now. I probably gotta honestly head back to work here. But yeah, if anyone has any last second questions or comments, would love to try and hang out with you for a couple extra minutes. Yeah, we can stay on a few more minutes. Streaming out here in the District of Columbia. Got to meet a solid amount of people today. Had some new people subscribe and join the Awoken, so that is phenomenal. Yeah, we're building this, guys. Like, it's starting to we're starting to get at it a little bit. So yeah, everybody, I think I'm probably going to end it around right now. So yeah, we'll be around tomorrow night for sure. Yeah, and we'll have some more programming updates. So but yeah, Ron, when Nance says looks like a beautiful day there, enjoy. Okay, wait, actually, David says, I have to go. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll work on some more in-depth questions to ask you. All right, man. All right, much. Sounds good, brother. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, I got to get going too as well. But all right, everybody, thanks for joining the stream this morning. Appreciate your support. And we'll be back with you sometime tomorrow, probably, do another one of these. So, all right, everybody. Well, much love, and you have been awoken with all of them. We will see you here soon.